Hello. So I think so. Good afternoon to all. So are you getting my voice? Okay. So in the previous classes we are okay. So in the previous classes we are seeing um, the different types of transducers and pulse sensors, pulse sensors, respiratory sensors, and transducers with the digital output systems. So coming to the third unit. So in that the first concept is cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular system. So in this we will study about the the functionality of the heart and how the blood flow will be takes place in the heart, and how the blood will be pumped to the different parts of the body. So what types of actions will be takes place, and how this blood will be supplied to lungs, and how the oxygen deoxygenated blood will be converted to the oxygenated. So all these concepts will be learned in this cardiovascular system. So first of all, I will show the what is cardiovascular system. So what is the cardiovascular system? So what main components are present in the cardiovascular system? So it includes the heart, blood vessels, substances they transport through the body. So mainly we have a heart, and from the heart we will have vessels, blood vessels. So blood vessels, so we can say it is a small pipelines. We can say it is a pipelines. The blood carrying pipelines, we can say it is vessels, and the substances they transport through the body. The heart circulates blood 24 hours a day to and from the cells through the arteries, veins, and capillaries. Okay, the pipelines which are connects the heart to the other parts of the body, and from the other parts of the body to the heart, so we'll call them as arteries, veins, and capillaries. So the uh, the uh, the blood vessels which are carries the blood to the lungs system, or the oxygenated blood will be transports. So those will be called as arteries. So arteries are nothing but those are blood vessels which carries the oxygen rich blood, which carries the oxygen rich blood away from the heart and to the body. So they will transmit the oxygenated blood to the remaining parts of the body. Okay, and veins are nothing but they will collect the low oxygenated blood. That is, we can say low oxygen means it may be oxygen level is very low, and that low oxygenated blood supplies or collects from the uh, remaining parts of the body, and supplies to the heart, collects to the heart. Okay, so the arteries will carries the high oxygenated blood flow, and veins will collect the low oxygenated blood flow, and the capillaries is nothing but, so there is a capillaries. Capillaries will join these two, arteries and the veins. So capillaries is a junction point between the arteries and veins. So these capillaries will interchange the oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, so the low oxygenated blood from the veins will be converts into the high oxygenated blood. That place will take place as the capillaries here. Okay, the blood transports gases, nutrients, waste products, white blood cells, hormones and chemicals as a response to the body need. Okay, so the blood transport, so it transports, the blood will carries gases, nutrients, waste products, white blood cells, okay, hormones, okay, etc. So describe what are the functions of the cardiovascular system. Okay, it transfers oxygen from the lungs to the body. The cardiovascular system transfers the oxygen from lungs to the body, from the lungs to body, and it transfers carbon dioxide from cells to the lungs, where it is exhaled. Okay, the carbon dioxide from the cells. The cells are part of the our body. Okay, and those cells will carry the carbon dioxide, and those carbon dioxide gas will be supplies to lung. Okay, and transfers the nutrients from food to organs and cells. This cardiovascular system will transfers nutrients from food to organs and cells, transfers solid waste products like salt, nitrogen to the kidneys for removal. So transfers solid waste products. Okay, so here the salt which is excess taken for the body, so it will be waste products. Okay, nitrogen and salt. All these will be sent to the kidneys for removal. Okay, transports white blood cells, hormones to maintain body health. So these are the main function of the cardiovascular system. So it supplies the blood to the entire body. So in such situation, it removes the solid waste, it transfers the gases, means oxygen and carbon dioxide, and it supplies the nutrients, food to organs and cells. So like this, the cardiovascular system functions. Okay. And next we'll see the next we'll see this is the cardiovascular system. See here, so cardiovascular system. So it mainly, so this is the heart, or you can say this is the entire part of the human body. So this is the heart, okay, and this is the upper portion of the heart. So head and arms, these are head and arms, and these two are lungs. These two are lungs, and this particular area liver, and this is the digestive tract. So and below we have a kidneys, and below this portion is our legs and exterior parts. Okay, so first of all, the blood will be coming in this way. Okay, and okay, we will see in-depth analysis how the blood will coming and how it will pumps to different parts of the body. So this is a general cardiovascular system. See here, so from the heart, the blood is going to different parts of the body, and here also. So, so when we can convert this cardiovascular system into cardiovascular circulation, so that I am showing here. See here. So this is the circulation, how the blood circulation will be takes place. We'll see. So first of all, we have two types of circulation. There are two types of circulations. One is pulmonary circulation and another one is systemic circulation. Pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. Pulmonary circulation means the blood which is sent to the lungs, that particular arteries and veins, those are considered as a pulmonary circulation, and the veins and arteries which carries to the remaining parts of the body, or the blood will supplies through the veins and through the veins and arteries, we will call that circulation is a systemic circulation. Pulmonary circulation is nothing but the circulatory path for blood flow through the lungs. These are the lungs here. This is the left lung and this is the right lung. Okay, so the system circulation which flows through these lungs will be considered as the pulmonary circulation, and remaining parts of the body, the circulation through the remaining parts of the body will be considered as a systemic circulation. Okay, systemic circulation. The heart, this is the heart, which is having mainly 4 chambers. It is having mainly 4 chambers, and it is divided into left heart and right heart. This is the left heart and this is the right heart. So now I am showing the figure that I am the doctor, I am observing a patient. Okay, so when I am observing a patient, his left is on my right side, when his right side is my left side. Okay, in according to that we are going to explain here. Okay, so patient's left side is doctor's right side, opposite to that one, you may understand. Okay, so coming to here, the heart is having 4 chambers. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the right side of the heart, and this is the left side of the heart, and again right side of the heart is divided into 2 chambers, and this is also 2 chambers. On the right side and left side, topmost chambers are called as atrium. Atrium. You can call it as atrium. Top 2 chambers, left and right chambers, are called as atrium, and downside 2 chambers are called as ventricles. You can call it as ventricles. Left ventricle, right ventricle. Right atrium, left atrium. So right side we have 2 chambers, right side we have 2 chambers, right atrium, topmost chamber, and down one is the right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. Okay, like this left heart and this is right heart, both are separated. Okay, so first of all we will see how this heart will be pumps the blood. So here we have arteries and veins. Okay, arteries and veins, and we have interior vena cava and superior vena cava. The pipelines, the arteries or the circulation paths which are having above the heart are called as superior vena cava, and the circulation path which is below the heart will be called as interior vena cava. Okay, superior vena cava, this is superior vena cava, and this is the interior vena cava. So from the internal organs and legs and topmost head and uh, arms, so the blood will be fills into the right atrium. See here, from head and arms, so the blood will be first fills into the right atrium in this direction, and similarly from the downside of the body, internal organs and legs, the blood will be fills through the interior vena cava to the right atrium. Okay, see here, in the right atrium the blood fills in. So this chamber will filled with the collected blood from the head and arms and legs and the internal organs. And so what problem with Akhil?
సార్ స్క్రీన్ చేంజ్ అవ్వలేదు సార్.
స్క్రీన్ చేంజ్ అవ్వలేదా?
లేదు సార్, ఫస్ట్ నుంచి ఆ పేజే ఓపెన్ అయ్యింది.
షేర్ అవ్వలేదా? వచ్చా?
అవలేదు సార్.
షేర్ అయింది సార్.
ఓకే, ఐఎమ్ సీయింగ్. Now it is visible?
ఎస్ సార్, ఇప్పుడు మారింది సార్.
సార్ విజిబుల్ సార్.
Okay, now it okay. So previously it is not get na?
ఎస్ సార్, ప్రీవియస్లీ ఇట్స్ నాట్ షోయింగ్.
Okay, now I will explain again. Okay. Okay, this is this figure shows the different how the okay, what are different parts of the heart and what are chambers are present in the heart. This is left atrium. So you followed now previously? Okay, again I will explain. So heart has 4 chambers, and the topmost chambers are called as atrium, and downside chambers are called as ventricles, and left side of the atrium is called left atrium, right side of the atrium is called right atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. Okay, so okay, so here we have superior vena cava path. This is the circulation path, superior vena cava, and this is interior vena cava path. So the blood from the internal organs and the legs will be collects, and that blood will be fills the right atrium. It fills the right atrium, and similarly the blood from the head and arms will be passes and fills to the right atrium. Okay, when the sufficient pressure is or fills in the right atrium, there is a wall between atrium and ventricle. There is a wall between, this is the wall. This is called as Tricapsid Wall. Tricapsid Wall. This Tricapsid Wall will be open when the blood pressure in the right atrium is increased, or we can say it is a contracted. When this chamber is contracted, this Tricapsid Wall will be opened, and the blood which is present in this atrium will be fills the right ventricle. The blood which is present in the right atrium fills the right ventricle when the Tricapsid Wall is open. When the Tricapsid Wall will open means when the pressure is inside the atrium will be increases, or due to some contraction will be contracts. When it contracts, the pressure will be increases in the atrium, and due to that the Tricapsid Wall will open and the blood will be fills the right ventricle. The blood fills in the right ventricle. So when the blood will be fills in this right ventricle, sufficient pressure will build up, this Tricapsid Wall will be closed. Okay, when the pressure will be, when the pressure in the right ventricle is more than the right atrium, the pressure in the right ventricle is more than the right atrium, this Tricapsid Wall will be closed, and due to the contraction of this chamber, This is a semi-lunar wall. It is a semi-lunar wall. So this semi-lunar wall will be open, and the blood will be pumps to the lungs, to the pulmonary veins. The blood will be pumps to the lungs. This is the lung, right lung, and this is the left lung. Okay, the blood will be supplied through pulmonary artery. The pulmonary artery will be carries the blood to the right lung, and similarly to the left lung. So here there is a mechanism is there. There is mechanism. So that is, here the lungs will be receives the oxygen and uh, removes the carbon dioxide or releases the carbon dioxide. While inhale and exhale, inhale it will receive the oxygen, and in the exhale it will releases the carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. So in between there is a capillary will be there. See here. So this pulmonary artery is joins with the veins, pulmonary vein. This is the pulmonary veins line, pulmonary veins. This is arteries line, and these pulmonary arteries and pulmonary veins are jointed, and in between we have a capillary. So this pulmonary arteries a will be divided into small arteries, and again those small arteries will be again divided into very small small tubes, and those are called as astrals, arterioles. Okay, and those arterioles will carry the blood, and those blood will be transfers through capillary and sends to the, this is veins, smaller sections of the veins, and the smaller sections will be again link up to the again some more size increase in size of the veins, and like that we'll get the pulmonary vein here. See here, the initially the blood from the pulmonary artery, the size of the pulmonary artery is goes to decreases, and this is connected to capillary, and from
సార్
capillary
క్లారిటీ లేదు సార్ అది.
ఫిగర్ క్లారిటీ లేదు కదా ఏమా? హలో,
అవును సార్.
ఓకే ఓకే, I'll show you, please wait. So I will show in the next class very neatly, and we will get clear idea about this one. Okay, so just listen. Okay, so the blood from the lungs will be converted into the um, deoxygenated blood into the oxygenated blood, and that blood will be from the lungs. This is the the blood from the pulmonary arteries will be goes to lungs, where lungs will be converts the deoxygenated blood into the oxygenated blood, and that oxygenated blood will be collects to the left atrium through pulmonary veins. Okay, so in the left atrium, when the pressure is built up in the left atrium, this mitral valve will be open. The pressure is increases, the mitral valve will be opens, and the blood will be fills the left ventricle. And when the blood will fills the left ventricle, the pressure will be built up, and due to pressure buildups, the aortic valve will be open. And this aortic valve, from this aortic valve, the blood will be supplied to entire body. See here, from here, the blood will be supplied to arms and head. And similarly, in the downside, internal organs and the legs. Okay, again, where the blood will be mixes with the cells, and it will transfer the energy, proteins and nutrients to the different parts of the body, and due to that, the uh, the the red blood cells will be deoxygenated, and that deoxygenated blood will be again collects to the right atrium. Okay, so there is a interchange of the oxygen with the organs and legs. So the oxygenated blood from the lungs, the oxygenated blood from the lungs will be distributed to the different parts of the body, where the oxygen and remaining nutrients and some other will be transfers to the different parts of the body, and again that deoxygenated, I mean the oxygen low blood will be again comes to the right atrium. So like this, the blood circulation will be takes place. See here. So here we have right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. Okay, so the blood from the inferior vena cava, from the lower body of the blood will be, comes in this way, and from superior vena cava the blood from the upper body will comes in this way and fills the right atrium, and it fills the right atrium. Okay, when the right atrium pressure is increases or by the contractions, actually the heart will be contracts and dilates. So contracts means the heart will be contracted. So the volume will be decreases. Dilation means relaxation or rest. So did that the chambers area will be increases. So contract means it will be decreases its chambers area, and due to that the pressure will be increases, and this is a tricapsid wall. This tricapsid wall will open and the blood will fills the right ventricle. When the pressure in the right ventricle will be increases, there is a pulmonary valve. This is the pulmonary valve. This pulmonary or semi-lunar valve, you can say pulmonary valve or semi-lunar valve. Okay, so this semi-lunar valve will be opens, and that blood will be goes to lungs through pulmonary artery. The blood pumps to pulmonary artery to lungs. So where the from in the lungs the blood will be purified and oxygenated blood will be generated, and they from the lungs the purified blood will be fills the left atrium. The purified blood will fills the left atrium in this way. This is the way. Okay, and when the pressure or when the atrium will contracts, the pressure in the left atrium will be increases, and it opens the mitral valve. It opens the mitral valve, and due to that, the left ventricle will be the pressure in the left ventricle will be increases, and when the left ventricle pressure is also increases, and due to contraction of the chambers or a contraction of the heart, the blood will be pumps to the remaining parts of the body through aorta. So this is known as aorta. So aorta will supplies to the body. The blood will be supplies to the body. So here, out of these four chambers, the left ventricle wall thickness is very high, very strong when compared to other, because from this left ventricle only the blood will to be supplied to all the parts of the body. So that's why the construction of the left ventricle is very strong when compared to, or it is very thick when compared to other chambers of the heart. Okay, so like this we can the pump will be supplies the blood from different parts of the body, and it will be sent to lungs where the deoxygenated blood will be oxygenated, and again that collected blood will be sent to the different parts of the body. So in this way we can understand how what are the different parts of the heart or chambers of the heart, and what are the valves are there. So there are four valves are there, four chambers and four valves. Okay, so generally there is a 1 minute of time. So systole pressure and diastole pressure. So there are two types of pressures, systole pressure and diastole pressure. Systole means whenever the ventricles are contracted and the time is considered as a systole. A contracted period, the time required for the